Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your daily dose of zombies news from the game and its community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in today, where it's time to strap in because oh boy, Treyarch is making a lot of changes to Black Ops 6 Zombies, including some major ones to the zombies maps in this game, especially on Liberty Falls. And there was an absolute disaster, one that I'm pretty disappointed about, to be honest, that occurred in the still ongoing race to get max round here, round 999 in Black Ops 6 Zombies, that I need to tell you about. There is a lot to go over, so without further ado, let's kick things right off with our first story of the day. Along with the release of Season 1 here in Black Ops 6 Zombies, Treyarch will be making a bunch of changes to Liberty Falls. The first two changes are appreciated, but you might not notice them much. The third change, you absolutely will. Firstly, Treyarch says that they've updated that the first Mangler whose arm you're able to fire off will always drop a Mangler cannon instead of just the first Mangler that spawns in general. So I guess that if you're running a public match and want to do the main Easter egg and build the jet gun over on Liberty Falls, you'll be able to strategically take down a Mangler to drop the arm cannon instead of just having randos take down the Mangler and quickly pick up the Mangler cannon and just not use it. Treyarch also says that they've resolved an issue where Blanchard would not be present during some dialogue. He would just peace out and his transmissions would stay quiet. Honestly, probably more of a feature than a bug for some people, but in this case, he'll be chatting you up once again when you're doing the main Easter egg. Now for the big one, the one that will majorly alter a very popular training spot on Liberty Falls, as well as potentially totally destroy the current high round strategy on this map. Treyarch says that they've addressed an issue that prevented the Abomination from spawning inside Fuller's Liberty lanes. Before this point, if you're inside Fuller's Liberty lanes or in the alleyway right outside it, no Abomination would be able to spawn in, meaning you can train in there up into the very high rounds, taking down only zombies, armored zombies, and Manglers. I know a lot of you guys that run Liberty Falls to try to grind camos use this spot in Liberty lanes to do it, but now with the ability for the Abomination to spawn in, it's definitely going to put a wrench in your plans and give you a massive target you'll have to focus on taking down now on the map. But Treyarch did update something that was pretty annoying from the Abomination on Liberty Falls, where they say they've addressed an issue where the Abomination could fire off a beam attack before leaving a spawn closet. Essentially, the Abomination was able to do its ranged attack from out of bounds of the map itself, making it more difficult for you to hit it, while it can use its beam attack to absolutely melt you. Next up, Treyarch also made some changes to the Terminus map itself, beginning with a very odd change, where Treyarch says that they've changed the location of the ammo cache on the seaside path. Before, I'm pretty sure this ammo cache was the one near the Deadshot daiquiri machine, just before you enter the caves to try to turn on the third power generator on the map. Right now, we don't know what location they're moving it to, but I think Treyarch noticed that a lot of players were training zombies up towards the gun platform area of the map right above the seaside path, and probably an ammo box would be best suited up there instead. Treyarch also said that they addressed an issue on Terminus where the round would not end after taking down all zombies, so there was some reports of people being trapped on a single round over on Terminus, over and over and over again. It seems like that issue is now solved. Treyarch also made some changes to the boss zombie on this map, the Amalgam, where they said that they addressed an issue where the Amalgam could grab the player while slowed, very annoying, and addressed an issue where the Amalgam could pull players into walls, causing them to get stuck. It happened to this poor guy here. Thankfully, after this update here, this poor guy won't have to end his zombies game like this ever again. Treyarch also says, and it's insane that this was in the game in the first place, but they said that they've addressed an issue where entering a Casimir device after completing the main Easter egg would teleport the player to the boss arena and down them. So if you completed the main Easter egg and you decided to keep playing your zombies match, you hop into a Casimir to escape a sticky situation, you'll get teleported to the boss arena, which would count as out of bounds at this point, and the game would instantly down you. Just brutal and a absolutely great change here. Beyond that, Treyarch also made some cross-map changes that'll affect both maps themselves, some that you'll definitely notice, especially if you use the save and quit feature of zombies, where firstly Treyarch says that they've addressed an issue where loading a save would disable the rampage inducer if it was active, so you saved and quit, you had rampage inducer on. when you load it back up, you will still have Rampage Inducer on without having to manually activate it. Treyarch also says, and this is also kind of hilarious, I'm actually kind of disappointed they took this out, where they said that they've addressed an issue where zombies would throw guts at the end camera if players leave the match to end the game. I actually like this, where if you just left the game without going down, it was, you know, the zombies' way of telling you this isn't the way it's supposed to be, dude. Let me throw my guts at you in response. And lastly, Treyarch says that they've addressed an issue where zombies charmed by brain rot could prevent the player from completing an exfil. I'm sure you've noticed this in your own game, especially if you're using brain rot on your weapons, if you have elemental pop and it hits a brain rot zombie during your exfil, where that one brain rotted zombie that doesn't officially count as a takedown yet would totally derail your exfil timer, causing you to fail the exfil when you completed it, so a very good change there. Next up, I gotta say, and I'm sure you guys have noticed too, that this being the very first totally always online zombies game has caused a lot of problems for players. Whether it has to do with connection issues, having a pause timer in a solo match, but especially when it comes to being AFK for like 3 minutes in a public zombies match while you're going to the washroom or looking up a guide and you get kicked. Well, Treyarch has made a change there, and I think it's for the better, where they say that they've updated the detection logic to determine if a player is AFK during an active match. This should reduce the amount of false positive AFK kicks in zombies, and they've added an AF kick warning to the UI in zombies. So before this point, even if you weren't AFK, the game was still kicking you from zombies matches, and at least now it should do that less frequently, and if you are indeed AFK, the game will now have a kick warning, I assume a timer that will count down to tell you where you'll be kicked out of your own zombies match. Not exactly ideal, but still better than getting rando kicked out of nowhere. Next up, while the amount of XP you earn in Black Ops 6 Zombies is okay, I was hoping Treyarch would buff it a bit in this update. They've revealed that they've been tuning it a bit as this game release has gone on, but the update to the XP earn rates in Zombies within this patch will be that they've addressed an issue where XP was being awarded to all weapons being used in an assist instead of just the last one. If 2 weapons now were used in an assist, only the last one used by the players getting the assist will be awarded XP. So you started to shoot at a zombie with one weapon, you switched to the other weapon to finish it off. Before this point, both weapons were getting XP for that zombie takedown. Now Treyarch has nerfed it so that only the last weapon to take down the zombie will receive XP for it. Kind of an easier way to level up weapons beforehand, but Treyarch has now removed that with this update. Lastly, Treyarch says that they've addressed an issue where sometimes the player would be unable to save and quit with the error, "This game failed to save for an unknown reason, try again later." I know a lot of players were affected by this glitch. Fellow Zombies YouTuber Mr. Waffle Waffles tweeted out how annoying it was happening in his own game. So it seems like Treyarch ID'd that this was a problem and indeed fixed it with this update. Next up, the part of the video and the subject that I really didn't want to have to talk about, and definitely not in this way. Where ever since a few weeks ago, Treyarch decided to update the round counter within Black Ops 6 Zombies to reach a new maximum of 999 rounds, which has never been possible for the round counter to go that high in prior Zombies games. Zombies high round players have engaged in a race to be the first one ever to reach round 999 on the round counter in the Zombies mode. For a long time here, guys, no one was even close, with players several hundreds of rounds away from reaching the 999 goal, but that was changing very quickly. Where tomorrow I was hoping to cover history in the COD Zombies mode, where unfortunately today we have to cover something a lot worse, where the Zombies player in the lead for the high round race, Zombies player Mystic, at round 926, had his game crash out on him. There had been other crashes in his 142-hour game of Zombies to reach this point, but the save and quit system had automatically backed up his game, so it was fine. He loaded back up into round 926 A-OK, But then, I don't know what was happening to the game servers around this time. Perhaps Treyarch was getting things ready for the new update, but he started having major connection issues, with the game kicking him from his match with the lost connection to host, server connection timed out error. And because of the way the save system works here in Zombies, it was unable to make two different saves of the same round, meaning that when he went to check if his save was still there, it was not. It was deleted. Gonzo Alonzo on round 926. There will not be round 999 round history made in COD Zombies quite yet. It was an absolutely crazy run by Mystic. His channel's linked in the description if you want to give him some love. I had it on my second monitor, tuned in, lurking in the chat every night while he was running it. I'm hoping that he'll be able to go for the record again, but until that time comes, the record is now still up for anyone's taking. But that wraps up the news today, guys. A lot to go over. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So much more still to come here on Black Ops 6 Zombies on the eve of Season 1's launch. If you're still watching, still listening, I do want to thank you so much for tuning into these videos. This kind of concludes like the first section of Black Ops 6. And after not making any Zombies videos for almost a year, like 10 months was the last time I posted when Black Ops 6 launched, to see all the support for the Zombies news update videos, to see all you guys in the comments, and honestly seeing the Zombies community alive again has meant a lot to me. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you with another Zombies news update tomorrow. Peace!